Where to put your key light. Hello everybody, my name is Marco Bagnoli, I'm a cinematographer, and today we're going to talk about where to put the key light. I know for a lot of you people out there it sounds like a very easy question to answer, but it's not that easy to answer. A lot of people are doing it wrong when there's a wrong in filmmaking, and in this video I'm going to explain you when and where to put your key light. So this is the first scene we are looking at, and you probably think about, well, that's a great looking scene. We are in this library type of situation. There's a woman walking around the hallway. We have this nice dark look, but where's the key light? What is the key light in the scene? The key light in the scenery is actually this top light. So why do we have a top light? It's not only the reason because it looks good. No, there's actually really good reason for it, and that is realism and feel. When the audience is watching your video, they don't think, they feel. We think. And the light has to be somewhat realistic, because when it's not realistic, things starting to feel lit. So you have to create a lighting atmosphere that creates cinematic images but works in the physics of our universe. That's what I mean with it. As you can see, we have a big wall here, a big wall here, and a big wall in the background. So where's the only way a light is coming from? It is the top. We cannot put a light in here off corner when we're going in from a close-up and doing a side light, because there's no way, because there are books everywhere. That's the reason we have this top light. Always think about it. It will also make your life a lot easier when you start working more with realism and just add your cinematic touch. Also here, she's not standing directly under the light, because when she would stand under the light, we will lose depth, because now the light is wrapping and hitting her back. And with her only putting her before the light, we create this nice dark layer of her, and then this bright layer in the background, and the shot becomes more three-dimensional. Our job as a cinematographer is to make shots more three-dimensional. That's practically our skill set. Here's an example of a close-up, and you normally would now think, okay, I'm looking at her and the key has to come from here because I want a nice light wrap around her. But as I told you before, it's not possible. There is no light. There's no reason for it. The only thing you can do now would be put her closer to the top light, move to the top light, that we have a little bit of wrap around her, but you don't always need to let the light hit something. Most of the time, just the atmosphere and the feeling that there is something, and you just get these little touches, and the concept of, okay, there is a light is enough. So you get a lot more realistic cinematic feeling when you start or stop just blasting light at someone and just let them move in this area. You can clearly see what I mean. Now she's sitting on the wall, and now this top light that comes from this direction gives her a nice key from the side. Because we set the rules of the room, okay, there is a top light on this place, and now we can enhance it. I can tell you for sure, this top light is not the only thing giving her light. There's probably another light just around the corner, could also be just an Astera, small light, an F22, to give her a little bit more kick, that the light wraps a little bit more around her. And that's what I mean with the light should only feel like it's in the real universe. Because we see here's this big light glow from the side, so this light is hitting her. That there's another light hitting her to enhance this feeling. The audience doesn't think about it. She only thinks about it when it doesn't make sense at all. It depends also on how long the area here is. But it could be possible that light is bouncing from the other side, and we don't want that. Always to control your contrast, put molten, your big negative fill source, just on the edge of the image, so that the light is not coming back into her face, and we create this really nice contrasty look. Now we're at a spa type situation, and as you can see, the look is still the same. These two shots feel like they're in the same universe. How do we lit a scene like this? So we put our framing, we know, okay, we want to put the characters here on the table, there's a little bit space in the background, done. Camera set, focal length set, but why did we put them there? The reason for that is these windows. The audience knows, oh, there are windows. The light can only come from here or from these lamps from the top. This is the only two areas where light is coming from, or from the back here, but it's much more from the side. So now the only thing you have to do is put your lights, your big lights here behind outside, Most of the time when you can put them outside, it's always better, looks more realistic, and just blast in with hard light, maybe a little bit of diffusion in front of the light into the ceiling to give them this really contrasty look. Also, this could be a very bright room. There would be windows on the other side, close everything, and also neck out the whole other side of the room. Really from the whole back to the front, just neck everything so that there's no light coming back into the scenery. So when the scene is too contrasty, you can add ambience with blasting a light into the ceiling. Let me clean everything up. You can put something like an aperture 1200x 2400. It's maybe a little bit better in a big area like this. Put an aperture max mount on it, and with this light you can control more where the light is going. What I mean with it, when this is the ceiling, when you just put a light on, the whole ceiling will get bright. An even exposure across the room. But that's not always what we want. Maybe you want only focus on this area. And with the spot mount, you can choose where the light is hitting. It still goes all around the place, but it's a little bit more controlled when you do it that way. Also, when you just want to lift the shadows on a whole scene a little bit up, because with this hard lights, everything gets really fast, really crunchy, we haze. Don't only haze on night scenes, also haze on daylight scenes, because now you get a nice light atmosphere across the whole image. The room feels less empty. A scene like this really fast feels empty, and with haze you can really fill in this room. Now that we look at the woman, which is on the right side on the table, so the light is on her back, as you can see, they lit the light like this. The only light that's coming is from the background, and she only has the fill that's already the ambience of the room. The reason why they do is because, like I said before, they set the rules of the lighting in the scenery, and now they have to go with it. No extra, okay, we have to move, give me a bigger key light for her, now backlight here, neck. No. We have now set the rule, set the look. Now we have to make small changes to enhance the look a little bit. When she would be completely dark, this would be probably bad for the scenery because we want to see the emotions and everything. So we start maybe blocking the light for him and for him, but give her a little bit of bounce with a reflector on the right side, just a little bit to, like I said before, bounce this edge light back into her face that we see the emotions. At the end of the day, always remember, we want to tell a story, we want to sell a mood, so our cinematography should always underline this feeling. That's also the reason why we use this really long focal length, something like an 85mm. A lot of new cinematographers shoot only until 50mm. It's because of the lens choice a lot of people are making nowadays. It's a 16 to 35 and a 50mm, so the basic kit everyone has. But in narrative work, longer lens, they slap. I like longer lenses. Sometimes they feel easy because you can really get a nice look out of them pretty fast when everything else would look boring. But that's not the reason why we do it. We use these lenses because of the compression, of the feeling. Everything feels much closer, more intense, and really works nice on a scenery like this. We don't always need this 12mm super wide look in every commercial. No, sometimes you have to get close. So if you enjoyed this video, I really would appreciate subscription from you. My name is Marco Bagnoli, and I'll see you next time.